Yes, we were talking about evil.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay, we're using your family as the example. So they're evil. And you're not.
You see me try my hardest not to say the wrong thing right now. And he's over here like, yeah, your family's evil. Okay, so.
I mean, that's what I got from what you said.
Do you share the episodes on like social media?
I do.
They're gonna love this one.
That is the clip for this week. So your family's evil.
Okay, so at certain functions, right?
Yes.
Some of my family members are of a different faith.
Mm-hmm.
We're Christian, right? They respect us being Christian, that they won't offer us the food that they offered up to the idols.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's the best for them.
Okay.
And this is what I've understood 28 years in going to these functions, right?
Okay.
But we shine light on that my family respects us. This is why we don't eat it, because it goes against my faith. I'm not going to eat something that's good for you, but I don't believe that, so I won't eat it. But we also said that we also wouldn't eat it. Some people won't eat that food that was sacrificed. Offered, right? Because there's evil in the world. So while they are praying and they offer up this food to their idol and they think that's great, some people are like, but who are you really offering up to? Is it an evil person?
Evil person.
So
you know what I mean.
Like you don't know who is behind the prayer. Like
okay.
so they're praying
you don't want to get possessed.
Okay, which is where I wanted to go with my answer, right? Okay, you don't know. Let's say it's some made up religion. You don't. It's the first time you've ever gone to or not made up, but it's the first time you've gone to a function, right? For religion X, and you don't know what they believe. You just know, hey, it's your family member. They invited you. You want to keep a good relationship, whatever the case is. So you come out, and then obviously when the religious part is done, you guys are probably going to hang out, and there'll be no talk of religion, and you're just going to hang out, and it's your family you grew up with, and blah blah blah, and whatever. Okay. I think you had said you'll still eat some of the stuff when you go. You'll pray over it. You're good.
like just like you know how you pray before you eat, like generally.
Right.
Like
so,
I'll still do that.
So, to your thing, right? I don't think once you know they're not praying to our God, and I'm gonna say Jesus for the rest of the time, right? If you know they're not praying to Jesus, right? I really don't think it really matters who they're specifically praying, offering it to, right? It's not Jesus, so you know right off the whatever it is, it's false.
Right.
Yep.
Right? I wouldn't necessarily throw the word evil on it, right? I would just say it's going to go against Jesus. Now, with that said, right, if you are praying over your food, right, I would then turn you to, well, who's greater, Jesus or Demon X?
Well, we know the answer.
Okay, so then,
right,
there really, again, we come back to what Paul is saying, right? There really shouldn't be an issue, right? If you as a believer, hey, Jesus, this is the only food I have to eat right now,
just
right? They offered it to whatever thing, you know, sanctify whatever, right? And eat, right? Now, when you're in the situations where you can maybe avoid eating it, maybe go for it. If you're in a situation where you can't.
So what if you forget to pray before you eat?
Possessed.
No.
Demon X all over you, right there.
Right?
Think about it.
Well,
and I want to say,
so
I do eat their food, just not.
I think there's a difference
I feel like
between.
you're just saying that in case you find member.
Yeah, for real.
I eat your food.
I do.
Auntie, I eat your food.
I think there's a difference though in oh my gosh, I had it and then you had to say that you still eat their food. There's a difference in like eating the food like just to eat the food and eating it because you said like, remember when you initially said that, oh, this is better for you because I offered it to them. right? There's a difference between eating it because I was given food versus
Right.
like, you should eat this because it'll be better for you because I've offered it to my God,
Right. Okay.
right? I mean,
Yes.
at the end of the day, like based on what Paul is saying, it doesn't matter
It doesn't
regardless.
matter.
But it's the connotation that comes behind it, right? So like they wouldn't know that
Right.
you know you disregard whatever they did.
I mean, this is such a good topic because we can't get into this tonight, but then forget my family, right? Let's be clear now.
Because they're evil.
It goes into now black magic and stuff like that. Did someone do something evil on this brownie and give it to Kevin? And he eats the brownie because he thought his friend gave him a brownie. But like God trumps all of that.
Do you eat
that
brownies?
I don't know.
Not
I just
really.
thought of
Not
a
really,
brownie,
right?
I had one yesterday too, and I was like, this is horrible. I was like, no, it was good. I was like, no, it's not. Don't. You know, I'm trying to not have to edit this.
Oh. But as I
God. Come on.
Did you catch? Did it catch?
Continue.
We just need to give her the handheld next time.
I'm done. I'll text you guys, Wayne.
No,
No, because we're gonna have a whole episode out of evil.
So then we change the course of the episode.
Because I'm just like, we know that Jesus trumps all evil in the world, right? His blood protects us. But also there is evil out there. We know this. There is demons out there that want to consume us. Is consume the right word?
I have no clue.
That want to possess us. And there are people that dabble with that spiritual side of that, where it's like they send out demons against people if they don't like you. So I'm saying now, how we had Taco Bell.
Don't you
Let me not
dare.
bring Taco Bell into this. How like your friend brings you food and they secretly hate you and they prayed over that food, but they didn't pray to Jesus, obviously. They prayed to all these demons.
You just cut yourself off after you said.
They prayed to whatever they prayed to. Will it affect a believer?
Are you talking about the difference between believing in a religion versus like black magic?
No. You have something to say? Okay. What I'm saying is, because we got into the evil talk.
I know what you're saying. I think food was a bad example, but I know what you're saying.
Yes. Okay.
Like
So-
if someone does voodoo over you.
Right.
And you
Basically,
don't.
it's
So,
voodoo.
okay, so
There we
again
go.
now, right, we're going back to,
So Paul.
to Jesus. Who is greater? Jesus or
Jesus is
the
greater.
witchcraft or the demon or whatever it is, right?
But
if,
then, okay.
if you're a believer, right, and you are putting on the full armor of God,
Right.
right, and you are bringing yourself before God every day, right, and you are making sure that you are covered by God,
Right.
right? Look at the story of Job. The only way for
Chrissy,
the only way
give her
for
the handheld.
so she can do this. The only way for Satan to get to Job was God had to
Let
lift
him.
his protection from Job, right? So, right, to what you're saying, yes, there can be someone who, and it might be for you, a family member, after all the bad talking you've done about, right? But someone can
I love
try
you guys.
to put a curse on you or something like that, right? If as believers, the blood of Christ that has washed us and that covers us should be greater than what's happening there.
So I have a question. So, with that statement, and I believe it, right? I believe that. I don't want us to like think that I don't believe that. I'm just playing
I feel like the
devil's.
amount of
Proceeds
times
to
she
say
has
something
say
to
it.
make us doubt it. Go ahead.
Yep, that's what I'm doing here. Christians can't be demon possessed.
Was that a question or a statement?
Yeah.
Because
That was a
you
question.
said it as a statement that
I
you
wanted
don't
to see
believe.
if you would say yes or no. Can Christians be demon possessed? That was the question.
Is it someone that just calls, like, just says I am a Christian, or is it someone that practices like Christianity?
Someone who has our lifestyle. That's the best way.
What is our lifestyle for the people?
All right, if
at
you're a
home?
believer and you are a child of God, you
Because we live in sin, though. That's where I'm just like, okay, I do know that God trumps all evil, right? And He does have that protection over us. But I do know we live in a life of sin.
Well, you see now again,
We live in a world of sin. We don't live a life of sin.
There we go.
And that's
That-
the point,
that's-
right? Because
okay.
if you can believe in Jesus Christ and then continually sin, right? Because essentially the cross can have no effect on you. You can choose for the cross to not have an effect on you, right? So now if you're living your life that way, yes, you're coming to church, but then you're doing a whole bunch of other stuff that in no way, shape, or form resembles someone who should be a child of God.
Like, especially when you know better.
Right. I would say, and when the pastor watches this episode, he can correct us, right? I would say, yes, you can open yourself up to that, right? Now, if you're a believer, right, who is doing their best, right, to be transformed by Christ and his work on the cross, right? Now, that doesn't mean that you're perfect. You may still mess up, but if you are striving, or as Paul says, you're running that race, right? I don't see how you would become possessed because you are not giving the devil a foothold or a demon a foothold in your life to possess you, right? If you're continually in communication with Christ and if you're creating a stronger bond with Christ, I don't see how a demon can overtake that. The only way I can see a believer becoming possessed is they are a believer in the loosest, weakest sense of the word,
Christians,
right? I don't even want to go. I don't want to take it that far, but just if you can believe in Jesus Christ
and not apply it.
but do nothing
Right.
with that,
That's true.
right? And there's a lot of believers who live their lives that way, right? Their faith never leaves. They never leave the starting line of salvation, right? And at some point, from personal experience, what I've seen is salvation is not enough for them, right? Because you are trying to enter a relationship with God and you have never gone past the hello phase of the relationship, of the talking, right? At some point, that will not be enough. And either you're going to have to then make a choice to either go beyond hello, hey, how was your day? And actually have a real conversation with Jesus or that person, or you're going to turn to someone else. And I think for a lot of people, if you've been only at the starting line of salvation for a year or longer, or in some cases, your entire life, you know what? I don't know if it's biblically accurate, but I feel as though it's kind of understandable that, hey, you know what? You might be opening yourself up to some type of spiritual attack. Maybe not possession in that sense, but you might be opening yourself up because you've just distanced yourself so much from God.
And there are different kinds of like it's not always just possession, right? So sin comes in many shapes and forms. It can just be like it doesn't have to be an idol of a figure or something. It can be something you're using to occupy your time more than anything, right? So like a lot of people like to say social media is an idol because you spend all of your time on that, just scrolling and not doing anything, right? Because it's taking the place of where you could be spending time with God. Where people are like, oh, you're watching TV as a way to fill your life with like something. Or like money is your idol or something like that. Like those those are like greed and like certain things like that.
If you didn't know, now you know.
All right. Well, good luck repairing your relationship with your family.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week. All right.